Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, welcome to tonight's show. We just had the bomb-ass pre-show conversation, but we're going to continue that next show. Yeah, that shit was hilarious. Y'all be missing the good shit at the beginning, but nah, right? If you're listening right now, you said what? I'm trying to start the show. Sure. All right, y'all. Tonight is, July 6th, 2017. You're listening right now. You're on blogtalkradio.com/GFT radio show. I catch my breath. Y'all had me laughing. And I was running on top like, just wait a minute, I can't, I'm fat now, I can't do it. But, right? If you listen, and that's that part, right? If you listen now, you're on Blog Talk Radio. Oh, yeah. If y'all want to join in the conversation, phone lines open up at 10:15. Phone number is 657-383-1155. You can also add us at GFT_radio using the hashtag GFT Radio and tweet us and let us know what you guys think about the show as you're listening. We'll put it on the show and we'll try to reply back. That's a lot. Say hi, guys.
What's going on, good people? It's your boy Clint. You already know.
What up, though, folks? This is Willie Styles. Thanks for joining. Got a great show.
Yes. But before we get to the actual show, we want to see how everybody's week was. So, you can start off with Willie, but I'm starting off with Clint. Clint, how was your week?
Well, my week was going great, actually, until yesterday when I almost died.
What?
Yeah, I almost died, literally. I was saving it.
What?
I was going to post it. I was going to say something on Facebook yesterday, and I was going to tell you all before the show, but I literally almost died. So we know I've been on my workout thing, trying to change it to a lifestyle or whatever. So, and I've been going walking for miles, regular weight training, calisthenics. So yesterday morning, I did handle some business early morning. I said, you know what, I'm gonna do my walk while I got some free time. I'm gonna go out there for about like an hour and a half, just walk. So everything was going smooth. So towards the end of my walk, it's in the path. It's a path, and I'm walking towards my car. Now it was two Spanish ladies in front of me. So I said, let me walk around them, speed walk around them, be in my own little space.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I does this, I does that. So I had my phone and a bottle of water in my hand. So as I'm looking up, I see a white man. He's jogging. He's jogging towards me at a distance. He's probably about like 30, 40 yards away. I'm probably about 20 yards now in front of the Spanish ladies. So I take a sip of my water. And as I taking a sip of it, you know how you drink something and it go down the wrong pipe?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And that's exactly what happened. And like immediately, I had to throw up what I drunk, the water. You know what I mean? Like it went down and I couldn't catch my breath, and I'm like,
man. You basically almost drowned standing up.
Yes, literally. And then as dude, and it was so crazy because at the same time, the dude seen it as he was running up. He seen me spit the water out, and he slowed down. And I was able to say that went down the wrong pipe. Now, man, he was like, oh, okay, and he continued jogging. But right after I said that, it got worse.
Oh,
now, I mean, like I tried to catch my breath again. I was like, hold up. Before I knew it, I don't even realize how I got on the ground. I must, what I mean? I was on the ground, on my knees. I couldn't breathe. My eyes was like, it felt like it was about to burst out my head. You know what I mean? And then when I turned around, I looked. Now I'm looking for help. As I'm looking for it, I see them Spanish ladies. They done start booking towards me. White boy he done turned around. He started running full speed towards me. You know what I mean? And now I'm all like, I'm really like, it's getting worse. So then they start banging on my back. You know what I mean? Holding my doing something. And then eventually I was able to like throw up and like get that water out. You know what I mean? It was like, oh my goodness, are you okay? Are you okay? I wanted to call the ambulance. Now I'm just laying there for a minute. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, nah.
Oh,
You
man.
feel like it's like I just gotta. I mean, that came out of nowhere. I don't know how that happened. I took my breath. You feel me? So it took me about like 5 minutes to really get myself together. You know what I mean? Then I walked to my car. You know, and the first thing I did when I sat in my car, I started laughing. And I was like, man, I almost killed myself accidentally.
Right.
Trying to drink some damn water.
With a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I was thinking to myself, like, man, if there is such thing as the pearly gates, man, somebody would have had some explaining to do when I got up there. Because I mean,
you know what?
I would have really felt some type of way. Like, nah, y'all ain't going, like, that ain't the way I want to go.
Not this way. Right. Like, not like this guy, not like this. But yeah, you know, that actually happened to me. A few weeks ago, and I was pretty much almost the same thing. Unfortunately, I didn't have any help. I was at home alone after doing a workout, and I did the same thing. I took like a gulp of water, and that right there taught me never to gulp down water.
Exactly.
And take my time when I'm drinking, because I mean, I literally, a friend of mine would tell you, I would literally drink a half a bottle of water in one swallow, but it's especially if I'm like working out or if I'm doing something, I make sure I take a couple seconds to make sure I'm aiming at the right spot, going down into my stomach, not into my lung. But I did the same thing. I mean, I literally swallowed like half the gulp went down into my lung, and I literally had to throw it back up. And it's definitely not a good feeling. You almost feel like you're unable to breathe, but able to breathe at the same time. It's the weirdest thing. I can't even explain it, but it's scary. It's definitely scary.
Yes.
But man, glad there was somebody there to help you out, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, boy. I could not believe it. I was so happy to see it. I've never been so happy to see a white man in my life.
I was like, yes, Jesus, come get me.
Right.
He's like, it's a Jesus. Oh, Jesus, save me.
Put everything in perspective immediately.
Yeah, that's one thing. When you lucky somebody was there to help, because that shit is real.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, because that was the panic for me, was that I really didn't know what to do. But I kind of thought maybe I need to spit it up. I couldn't think fast enough. It was crazy. And when you by yourself, you kind of just relying on your own, mind to kind of calm down and get through it. But, man, that's, whew. Thank God for that, man. Thank God.
One thing I learned from the situation is what happened. I panicked.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because once I tried to, when I really started trying to catch, when I seen it was serious, I done took the BLS certified, provider class and everything. Yeah, you feel me? So I already know, certain things you're supposed to do. I really should have been pounded on my chest or whatever.
Right.
But, I wasn't thinking. I'm like, nah, this really ain't happening. You feel me? This really ain't happening.
Right.
And before I could really, in my mind, I knew what to do, but before it was too late. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have the strength. Like I said, I fell to the ground. I didn't even realize I was on my hands and knees until, it was kind of like blacked out and came back immediately. You know what I mean?
That's just scary. Right. When you that in a panic, rush, the last thing you thinking about what you're supposed to be doing. You just and then on top of that, you can't breathe. So that's a different ballgame. The last thing you're thinking about is trying to breathe properly, because all you know is that you can't catch your breath.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
And no matter. Yeah, so that's what I'm lucky. You lucky as hell that somebody was in there to get there to be able to.
Right.
That shit is real.
Facts.
Yeah.
So that was my excitement for the week.
Everything that happened to me this week is just, don't even compare to that. I understand that one, man.
Yeah,
man. And my week wasn't as eventful as that, but it was a good week. I ended the vacation real well with the kids. We had a great time in Myrtle Beach. It was a road trip, so we we're down there a few days. Just enjoying the beach, enjoying the ocean, trying not to drown. Well, no, most of you guys know, I got a grandson. He's 6, right? And God bless him. He's brave as all get out. So he thinks that just because I'm out there in the middle of the ocean, he can come out there in the middle of the ocean with his little life vest on, and I'm like, boy, this undercurrent right here. It's monsoon season down there, right? So, or hurricane season down there, or whatever. I'm like, boy, this undercurrent down here carry you away so fast we wouldn't even be able to see you. So, trying to keep him, at bay a little bit, trying to control him, and then, but just still, trying to have a good time out there. So we had a great time. Everybody made it back home in one piece, so it was all good. But it was a lot of different activities we did down there in Myrtle Beach. So I was, it was a blessing to get down there with the kids, have a little vacation time with them, and spend some time with my grandson and everything. So that was great. Came back, just in time for the 4th of July holiday and everything, and pretty much stayed at home. I didn't go to nobody's house. I didn't venture out. I think I literally stayed in the house the whole day, because after making that 14-hour or 15-hour trip back from Myrtle, man, I was exhausted. And I went to Florida that weekend before we left for for Myrtle, so it was like a week and a half of just being gone and just so I had to come back home and clean up this entire place and get the house together, get everything write it, because it was seems like the whole house was tipped over. But so it was one of those kind of weeks, just trying to catch up, and then of course getting back to work. So it was a good week though. Blessed, definitely blessed.
That's what's up. Willie, stay on the move. You stay traveling. I like
it. I want to be a part of his family. I told you I want to adopt it. Even though I'm 34, I need y'all to adopt me.
Oh man, that's too funny.
I make y'all. I cook, but I need y'all to adopt me.
We got to put these faces cooks. That's for sure.
Right. Well, my week was an official mom week. It actually started Thursday. We went to the Discovery Museum. Saturday we went to my favorite house to go Bula with my new niece. Spent some time with her. Sunday I took all the kids to go see the Despicable 3. It drove me crazy. I wanted to stab him before we left the movie theater, but they kids. So, my nephew argued with my daughter. My daughter 14, and she wanted to go see it. We were serious. We had teenagers, and my son was excited. He didn't care about the movie, only about the minions, so he was excited about that. But they were driving me crazy. I'm glad I got to kick them to the curb after. Well, not really. Well, my nephew only, because my kids stalked me. Then Monday, I had to go. They had the state of New Jersey shut down. I'm essential, so I had to show up to work and do some shit. State workers are assholes, but I had to be there and deal with shit. Monday, I went to my coworkers' 4th of July thing. It was fun. We had a lot of fun. I'll tell you something about white people. They always compliment black girls' braids. Your braids look nice. They could be 75 years old. Your braids are nice. That's all I got the whole time I was at dinner. But it was, I had fun. I socialized with people. I met some people. They were nice. But I just always think it's funny that when a white female sees you, the first thing she says is, "Oh, I like your braids. You can have a wig on. Your braids are nice." I had twists, but I guess they didn't. They don't know what braids are. So I had braids that. Then I went to my homegirls cookout on 4th of July. Kids had fun. They got in the pool, the trampoline, and all that. So my week was fun up until today. We came back from our furlough. Everybody had to show up to work, and and everybody was bitching about not getting paid for Monday. We sent out an email telling them how to code their time sheets specifically, step by step, with visuals, and they still will call and ask you to explain or read the email to them as if something was going to change.
Because people don't read.
They don't.
We had that conversation.
They don't. Like, the email had step-by-step instruction and pictures of what to do, and that it specifically said no one is allowed to code any benefit time, meaning sick leave, vacation, comp time or admin time for July 3rd. It said that. Tell me why supervisors were approving time sheets with benefit time. Nobody was caring. And then I was like, what if I took a vacation day? You're not getting paid for that day. If you did not physically come into work and do stuff, you will not get paid. That's all we did all day. That's all I did all day. I'm like, stop calling.
They was trying to get over.
Right. And then you had people getting their time sheets approved, and that's what I have to do tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna go through all my employees, all the ones on my payroll, make sure that they did it coded properly. So I'm gonna have to be changing shit and trying to get everything approved by 12 o'clock.
Wow.
So I am drinking a rum and coke right now because I need it, or I'm gonna stab and stay at work as soon as I see them. They ask me questions because they ask you questions when you're walking into work. Hey, let me ask you a question. Bitch, I just touched the door to the building. No, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to fucking talk to you. Don't you working? Leave me the fuck alone. Bitch, I didn't even touch the door. Leave me alone.
Right. Wow.
So that's when that's how my day's been. Other than that, I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm tired. I want to punch somebody in the face, but I love everybody. Kumbaya.
That's always good. That's always good when you can start the week out feeling that way.
I started off the best week ever. Happy. I was tired, but I was happy. The end of the week, fuck everybody. I hate everybody guts.
That's what work could do that to you. Work could do that.
Right.
I always tell my coach, I come in here happy. Like, I be happy because, I love my kids. They off for 2 weeks until they start their programs. So, when you come home, you like your mom mode, and they start me asking questions about nothing, like just bothering you. And she's like, I just came from work. I don't want to look at you people that, let me sit down and get comfortable. It's none of that. So, and then you got to cook. You got to make sure that the house is on, because my daughter let my son look, tear my room up, so I got to clean my room, cook. He's stalking me while I'm trying to cook. I'm trying to make sure he don't get burnt. She's asking questions, and then she got to ask to. So when I go to work, it's like a break from my kids. So I come into work like happy, like, yes, I'm with my kids 8 hours, yes. High five, bitch, I'm in here. Hey. Right. 9:45, fuck this place. I hate it. Every day.
Too funny.
But I do love my job, though. But it just, people drive me crazy. I just,
Mm-hmm. Let's get into this topic, though.
Yes. So the topic for tonight, as you guys saw, is stay woke or not. Clint, you want to tell them how we came about this topic?
Well, for me, it was twofold. The reason why I wanted to talk about being woke. One, you posted something on your blog. Go check out Sonny's blog, unreservedlyme.com, dope blog. You posted something on your blog that I totally, I had issues with about, you were saying how people,
do that.
especially black people, you know, get on your nerves during the holidays when they when they try to kick knowledge, basically.
It's like, it's not that. But go ahead. I'll let you finish.
That's kind of how it sounds. When you read it, it's okay.
But I'll explain. But you go ahead and kick that off. You start it off and say what you're gonna say, and I'm gonna come right behind you.
You know what I mean? And I agree with you on, you know what I mean, because you made a perfect point, and I 100% agree with you when you said, you know what I mean, don't try to force feed, you know what I mean, what you believe down somebody else's throat. And my thing was, I agree with that, but it also goes both ways. Mm-hmm. You gotta look at it from their side, is that they feel like, well, you forcing this nonsense, everybody, you know what I mean, the society's forcing this nonsense down our throat. You know what I mean? So we just giving you what we feel as though is the truth. You know what I mean? Whether you want to accept it or not, that's up to you. But, don't get mad at us or mad at people when they tell you something.
Okay.
And then on two sides, on the second reason why I wanted, because we all know, Big Bro Willie brought it up, talked about the Jay-Z album, and for some reason, it's like, everybody, oh man, it's a dope album. I love the album. First of all, I just want to put that. I love the album.
Boo.
But it isn't what everybody's trying to make it out to seem like. this Jay is so conscious, so term that we want to use woke. Now, to me, it's like, all right. First of all, have y'all listened to Watch the Throne? Him and Kanye album.
Right.
You feel me? Because if you listen to that album, that was the most socially conscious Jay has ever been, and Kanye. That's what they was talking about. You feel me? That whole album. So when I hear this one, I'm like how y'all totally. I see how people get prisoners of the moment, and then how also now the term woke or being woke has become, has diminished some. To me now, like, people really don't understand the concept because it isn't new. You feel me? I know me personally, the first time I ever heard it, I go back to the movie School Days with Lawrence Fishburne. What he was saying at the end of the movie, wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Right.
You feel me? And as a kid, I understood what he was, because if you watch the movie, you understand the movie. And that was about black people, learning who you are, learning your history. You know what I mean? And it was so many different levels because, in the movie you had the light skin versus dark skin. Everything that's going on now, that movie back in 1988, was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Right.
So, basically that's where I got the sense of what being woke was. Having some, knowing your history, having some self-worth, going for the black community, and understand it. It's so many layers to it.
Yeah.
So when I hear Jay-Z album and some of the stuff he talk about and topics he touch on, like we said in our pre-discussion earlier in the week, like, he was just scratching the surface.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't really getting deep. He do what he normally do. He'll throw you jewels or breadcrumbs, and it's up to you. You feel me, to follow through. Like, for me, the reason why I felt like it's, people don't understand what being woke is, because, the biggest debate that people was getting mad at, he was talking about the money phone, putting the money to your ear. I'm like, how? Y'all listen to this whole album, and that's what y'all have a beef with. That's what y'all, oh, you feel me? I'm like, to me, he's talking about behavior. It ain't really necessarily the phone. He's just talking about the behavior that's detrimental to our community. But at the end of the day, he didn't really expect. To me, he expanded more about himself. He was more self-aware on this album. He got personal.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what I was going to bring up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got personal. So most people mistake that for being more conscious, which in a way it is, but it wasn't as far, when I think of consciousness, I think of us as a community. Right, and not being so, to me, he was more self-aware, and he just dropped a little bit of jewels, and I think people get the concept of what being woke is, you know what I mean?
Twisted. They get it twisted. Yeah,
they get it twisted. Because, for instance, like we all know about, I was just reading an article, because I did some research, and we all know about the police brutality and shootings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, the reality of the situation, now it's like social media and the media is covering it more, but the reality of the situation is it's been happening at the same rate, and maybe it was happening before at an even higher rate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, being woke is understanding that, okay, this isn't nothing new. Why is it so important now that this is everywhere, that the media is reporting it so heavy? It's to push an agenda. You feel me? From different perspectives. You got one people, they pushing it because they want gun control.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's a political ploy. It's like, to me, that's being woke, to where you can look past what they're giving you and see the big picture.
Yeah.
So you look past the surface there, and so that was my thing about the situation, is that there's different. I think of it as levels, right?
Exactly.
When it comes to being woke, or different aspects of it, because everybody's got a job where, if you tell somebody what your title is, they expect you to do one thing, but that your job entails a lot more than that, because face the facts, most jobs you got to work two or three things. But basically, being woke is the same thing. So like Clint, you just brought out is that the woke that we're seeing in Jay-Z's album is Jay-Z being more self-aware, more self-conscious, and more disciplining, right? He's disciplining himself. He's chastising himself, rather. You know, the first song off the album, Kill Jay-Z, he literally goes in on himself and talks about, you know, you about to lose your girl. You setting a bad example for your kid. You know, you could be, you know, hindering your family. You could be losing this and losing that. So he's telling himself that I've noticed that you screwing up, and I've noticed that you're not doing right by these people in your life. I noticed that you making stupid mistakes when you got too much money to be making these kind of mistakes. So it's one of those things where, you know, when you're self-aware, like you said, it makes you appear more woke. But then you have people who are woke that are woke because they see past the surface. You know, a lot of the distractions that are out here, a lot of the media, or not even just in the media, but, you know, things on TV, things out there that are happening. You know, a lot of the distractions that are put in place to kind of, you know, keep us from understanding what's really going on in the background. People who see past that, those are the people who you would consider woke, because they're not sleeping, sitting there getting, you know, all this fluff in the news and just following the fluff, you know, or watching the love and hip hops and all that stuff, and not realizing that our health care is going down the drain because the current administration is trying to, you know, take us out the game. You know, there's people who see past the surface when it comes to things that are directly happening to people of either of color, brown people, people who are in socioeconomic distress, so poor people who don't, you know, the haves versus the have-nots, right? So, you know, you see a company, you know, take a stand and do something, and then a woke person may say, well, they're only doing that because they're trying to save face for everything they did in oppression of these people over here. Or, you know, they see a Walmart go and, you know, do something in the community, like, well, you know, that's only because they want to make it look good for themselves on the front end, while on the back end, you know, their employees can't even afford health care or decent rent in a decent home, you know. So it's, you know, that kind of woke. That's another aspect of it. So it's different aspects of it, and but then you have certain people who will push their awakenings upon you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I did appreciate about Sonny's article, going back to Sonny's article, and the reason we chose this topic today is because, you know, I mean, like I said, when we were discussing this last week, or a couple of days ago, it was like, you know, I got people all up and down my timeline, from Facebook to Instagram to what's the name, Twitter, even in my household. You know, my second oldest daughter, her current, I think her current boyfriend, even I think some of her ex boyfriends have all been woke. And, you know, so I get it all the time. I mean, it's an influx of blood, right? And a lot of times it's informative, you know, because I don't consider myself woke, because I know that there's a lot of things to get past me. You know, I see past the surface on a lot of things. Somebody would probably tell you that I probably see more than most do. But in my mind, I know that there's certain things that I just don't see through, because sometimes I just don't care, right? You know, I'm like, I take the stance of live your life.
Exactly.
You know, live your life, do you, because I got to do me. You know, I don't want people to follow my example because it's working for me. Follow what you want because it's working for you, you know. But you have people out there who will say, no, you got to do X, Y, and Z the way we say it because that's the only way. You know, that's the kind of people I don't like. I don't appreciate. I can appreciate your. Oh yeah, and that's exactly what Sonny was kind of touching on. And it's like if I want to know the ins and outs of a certain holiday or the ins and outs of a certain situation, I'll go look it up myself. I don't need you to come tell me that, you know, I shouldn't be barbecuing on 4th of July because, you know, the white man oppressed my people back in the 1600s and 1700s. I'm like, I understand how that affects my current situation. I understand how that affects our people in this day and age. I understand how the connection can be made. But at this point in time, I'm doing this because I want some barbecue on the day that I got off. I have nothing to do with I want to celebrate 4th of July. Most of the holidays.
That's what I was like. That's what my post was more so of. Like, here's my, and it's not that I don't, like I said, I feel like if you do certain things, woke, or I'm not gonna say everybody is fake woke, but some people are just like pretending to be woke. But anyway, they, get on this path of every holiday they come, and they have these, like, as soon as you celebrate Christmas, that's a pagan holiday, blah, 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 Jesus wasn't even born in December, all this hoopla. Okay, that's fine. 4th of July, Halloween, every holiday, like, y'all don't got shit else to do but be on Facebook getting mad because people are celebrating a holiday. First of all, everybody's grown. They can do what the hell they want to do. I get it. You feel like they are not awoke, that they are still asleep. I get it. And that's why, like, maybe I wrote the post a little one-sided because I'm coming from my own personal point of view. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, like, that you shouldn't feel the way you feel or express yourself the way you should express yourself. But, like, don't sit there on everybody's post wanting to have a whole entire argument because they're selling this person that's grown, that paid all their bills without your help, decide that they want to celebrate the 4th of July, Christmas, fucking Cinco de Mayo, whatever.
Right.
And every time someone come around, hey, well, slavery, we wasn't free then. First of all, we had history. For most of us, we had black history. Not only do we have black history, you can look up shit yourself. You know that we were not free when the 4th of July came like the 4th of July came to birth. But at the same rate, right. we know we're not dumb. We know that. And we still choose to celebrate because that's what the fuck I do because we're grown. We pay our own bills, do what the hell we want to do. I get it. Just because I celebrate those holidays and, slavery this and this, that, and third, that's a pagan holiday, blah, 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 that, and third. Like, you can't tell me what to celebrate. I can celebrate every holiday I so choose and still be aware of what the fuck is going on in my community, still be aware of what's going on in the black community, still be aware that police brutality is very real, and it was happening before it was happening before it was on social media. It's been happening. Like, come on, like, I'm not, like, and this is the problem I have. Just because I watch Love and Hip Hop, just because I watch this, just because I do this, I'm not woke. I'm still asleep. Oh, y'all worry about Jay-Z, but y'all still ain't woke. Like, shut the fuck up. Can we be happy for 5 minutes without you saying that because it's important? We fucking sleep. Like, that's my problem.
That's my issue.
Like, that's my issue. Like, shut the fuck up. Can I enjoy my life without you telling me that I'm sleeping in the corner somewhere? Like, I'm very aware, dude. First of all, do you follow my podcast? Do you know that we talk about a lot of shit? We're very informative. Yes, I still watch fucking Love and Hip Hop. But guess what I also watch? I also watch some of mine. I also watch the ID channel. My favorite fucking channel is the History channel. So what are you talking to me for?
Right.
I'm very aware.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second.
Go ahead.
Play devil's advocate. Because I'm like Willie. I'm like Willie when it comes to this woke stuff. I got more questions than I have answers. So, you know what I mean? So if somebody was to try to say I'm woke, I'll kind of push back. I'm like, I'm learning. You feel me? Because I still got a lot of questions. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a moment because that's my issue with the wokeness. See what you're talking about, what people are doing, and when people say that, to me, that's not really woke. To me, that's them following a trend.
Exactly.
Especially on the social media.
Exactly.
Here's when you get deep with it. You feel me? And when we talk about, because you already know we had. I don't celebrate no holidays.
Yeah.
So, we can go back to the 90s, baby. So that ain't nothing new.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. My thing is this, and like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate. Mm-hmm. A woke person would tell you this. This is how they'll really get deep into it. Would you see a Jew celebrating a German holiday?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Is that right?
You feel me? And that person would look at you and say, that's basically what you're doing. basically a woke person will probably try to tell you that, you know, I understand, you feel me, the fact that we're grown and we can do what we want, but, you know, that really isn't true either, because with freedom comes responsibility.
Yes.
And
right.
And so, and that comes with a price. So, you know, we have kids as a black community. We already know we are like on the bottom of the totem pole in this country. You feel me? And the only way to come up out of that is togetherness. You feel me? There's so many layers. Like Willie said, we got to become more politically conscious,
that's why I said,
more economically.
You have to educate your children. Like, we know Jesus wasn't, we know certain things. This is why I say, when it comes to how we educate our kids. And if they choose, like if you tell your kid, like I told my daughter, we had a conversation about Christmas. We talked about a lot of things, like Easter and stuff like that. And I explained stuff to her, you know, these holidays, whatever. If she chooses, whenever she chooses to say, Mom, I don't want stuff like that anymore, I understand that. That's her given right to choose not to do it. You have to give people choices of what they want to do, regardless of how anybody else feels. And I get it. Like, you want to educate me, I'm fine with that. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. If you want to talk to me about a holiday, talk to me about a holiday when it's not a holiday. Like, let's have a real conversation. Like, let's have a real conversation about it. Like, you know what, Red? Let me talk to you about this real quick. And then, you know, we can have a conversation. This is like, don't wait till fucking Christmas and then want to get mad because people posting pictures with their kids Merry Christmas and you mad. Like you said, you know that before Christmas came.
But at the end of the day, when they going to get the most response? See, it's easy. Yeah. You feel me? It's easy for me to bring up why somebody shouldn't celebrate Christmas and March and April. You feel me? Because, you know, ain't nobody really thinking about Christmas then. You feel me? But when it comes to Christmas time, and all right, well, y'all want to celebrate. Well, let me share something with you. See, my thing is, like, for me, you know, we all got our own mind. I keep an open mind, so I can totally listen to somebody and 100% wholeheartedly disagree without judging them. You feel me? And I really understand their point of view, even if I don't agree. You know what I mean? Like I said, I used to go to church with my ex, you feel me? And, you know, I was sitting in there, I'm like, man, I don't agree with half this stuff this dude talking about. But I was still listening. You feel me? I wasn't judging him, being disrespectful. I was still listening. You know what I mean? Because you could still learn something.
Exactly.
Right. And like what he touched on earlier, it's so many levels and layers to this. You feel me? So the discussion has to be had. But my thing is, you know, how, like you just said, how are we going to have this discussion when every time somebody brings something up, it gets pushed back? And then, you know, if you know something wrong, right, if you know something ain't right, like I said, I'm still playing devil's advocate. If you know something ain't right, perpetuate it.
Okay, so that's my thing. That's my thing here is that now I do have people who, you know, I see them responding to the woke folks and saying, hey, you know, I already know this, and I don't know if you were about to say that, Sonny, earlier about like the whole Christmas thing, you know, and people know I got an issue with that where it's like, you know, we know Jesus wasn't born in December for one. We all know Jesus wasn't born, you know, or wasn't or had no inclinations of celebrating his birthday in the Bible. He didn't celebrate his birthday in the Bible. Yeah. And the bringing of those tokens had nothing to do with giving gifts and putting them under trees. It had nothing to do with that. So I don't teach my kids Christmas. I don't perpetuate it. I don't do it. But I know some people who feel the same way I do about the situation, but they still celebrate Christmas, and I don't understand, right? So I feel you there, Clint. It's like, you know, why push an agenda that you know is not correct or it's counter to your beliefs and your belief system. You know what I mean? You know, yeah, you might go to a church or organization or whatever the case may be that may celebrate that kind of stuff, but if you know in your heart of hearts that it ain't right or that it's incorrect, why roll with it? Why keep,
exactly.
You know, I want to throw up smoke and try to go directly, you know, against the grain. I feel you if you don't have that kind of feeling. You're not a revolutionary, or you're not a But why just roll with it?
No, but even growing up in the church, I grew up in the church, went to vacation Bible school, all that, and it's a lot of stuff that I learned in church that I don't necessarily agree with, like how they say people aren't born gay. I don't think people just choose to be attracted to the opposite sex because that's a hard, like back in the day, even up to current, some people have a hard time. Their family just own them over shit like that. So I don't think people choosingly, like you're attracted to who you're attracted to, and you can't really help that. That's just life. You like who you like. You know that girl stop, but you just love her. So you just got to chase after her. Like just stuff like that happens. So like I said, I grew up in church, and I was brought up like homosexuality is a sin. It's just blasphemous. It's just all this negative. Do I feel that way? No. I feel like people were born that way. They don't choose to be something that they got to fight against or go against their family. You know, like back in the day, if that's something you couldn't tell you, the family just owns you. And some families still do. Especially if you got a God-fearing family, they gonna be like, that ain't right. So like that, so it's certain things that I grew up in the church that I didn't like. Like I said, I grew up in the church, so I don't necessarily agree with. That's only one of the things that I don't agree with. And I've been taught this since I've been going to church. I have my own mind, and that's like I said, and like it's just certain, like I don't agree with everything that I'm told. I always look for other outlets and try to figure out why I think the way I do, because I don't necessarily follow the trend and believe everything that I'm told or listen to everything I'm told. I like to understand shit for myself. So like I'm not like there's certain things that I believe hardcore, and there's some things I just don't like agree with. And like I said, you're talking to a Christian and a Pentecostal, you know, we believe certain things, and just when I'm like I could be around a Muslim person and understand, you know, their beliefs. I can only, like I said, I'm not ignorant to like other people's belief systems, but like I said, I'm all about like I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to take in, even though I'm probably irritated with how you came at me. I'm listening to what you're saying. And I may very well agree. I may not agree to a certain extent. Like I said, I follow Chris Prince. He has a very conscious blog, and he posts a lot of different things. And I always read his blog. Shout
out to the whole Kushite.
Yeah, and I always read his blog. He's talking to somebody that was going to church, a lot of stuff. And like even a lot of stuff he put out there, I don't necessarily agree with, but I understand the reasoning of why things are the way they are. Like I have an issue with, like I understand like a lot of our black leaders like Malcolm X, the people that like came after him that were not necessarily all black, they were mixed, you know, light skin or whatever, with light eyes or whatever, or any black person that speaks out against social or something like that. Their first thing is, is they married to a white woman or their parents were half white? their opinion doesn't matter. I don't understand that. Because at the end of the day, the world still sees them as black, so their opinion matters. And then I feel like, me personally, I feel like if you're mulatto or have biracial, whatever the case may be, you probably see more social injustice or face more discrimination than a regular black person because we live in our own communities. It's only when we live outside our communities that we deal with, we get more racism than what we get in our own communities because we surrounded by our people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So when you're black and you grew up in a white neighborhood, you the token black kid. You the stand third. You like this way? You this way? You know, the stand third. So you're more, not necessarily more oppressed, but you deal with a lot of racism. So when you speak out against racism, I'm gonna respect it just the same as it's an all black person. But you know, like even with our president, he wasn't all black. All of a sudden, that he was president because he ain't all black. Like he a black man at the end of the day. Like it doesn't matter if he's mixed or not. He's still a nigga. Like so, it don't matter.
Let me talk about the because I feel exactly what you're saying, but let's talk about the woke. Let's talk about the origins of it.
Yeah.
And how it's being manipulated, because you feel me? We have the black conscious community or whatever, right? So and that's basically where that term originated from.
Mm-hmm.
So me sitting back. You feel me? And I hear people who are Christian or in church or whatever claim they woke. It's funny to your boy because, most people in the black conscious community don't even believe in that, the white Christianity that we, basically do here in America, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So they will still call you sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
right.
because what their term is, what they thinking is, well, our history started before here, and when you go back to the homeland, you feel me? They necessarily wasn't preaching. You feel me? Because the Bible is really an African story. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
That took place in Africa, Ethiopia, all that. You know what I mean? That's you know what I mean, Canaan and all that stuff in the Bible. That's all Africa. You feel me? It's just, you know, they changed the story or whatever, so to speak. Like I said, I'm still playing devil's advocate. I'm telling y'all what, you know, I've learned from some of my conscious brothers or whatever. So when they hear, you know, Christians over here, Bible thumpers screaming, you know what I mean, you got to stay woke, you know, to them, they looking at you sideways because you still, you know what I mean, you screaming Jesus and all this stuff, and they like, I mean, that don't got nothing to do with what we talking about. But it also goes to what Willie was talking about, to where it's different levels and layers to this. You know what I mean? For me, when I think about being woke, because I think about being economically woke.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Politically woke. You know, we got to deal with the circumstances that we're in today. You know what I mean? And
True.
And a lot of us, you know, the one thing like I said, I loved about Obama was he got more black people, younger black people involved into the whole political realm. So that means, you know, kind of waking up a little bit to realize, like, we really got to be in tune and really not just vote for somebody just because they got our same skin color or just because we're affiliated with a party. We really got to really search about who's who and what's what. You know what I mean? And so when I hear people talk about woke, you know, I you know, it kind of like, I really want to do away with that term.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if we have to do away with the term. I think we do need to maybe have additional terms. We need to have some additional clarifications because, like you said, there's some things that are pushed, agendas that are pushed that are kind of counter to what being woke really is all about, and then as well as there are certain people who are using the woke platform and the woke agenda to push their own agendas, right?
Yep.
You know, I mean, because one of the things I don't like, well, you know, actually, one second, let me just announce here, you know, if anybody wants to call in, our number is 657-383-1155. Again, 657-383-1155. The phone lines are open. If you got some comments, some your own twist on this. So what I was going to say is I think that a lot of the side agendas are kind of counterproductive too sometimes. I mean, like I said, you know, I got some stuff up and down my timeline, right? And I see this a lot of times from some of the less what's the word, politically or socially correct brothers that are out there that really go in and go hard, where, you know, they push everything from talking about people's, you know, everyday, like how people act or react to things. Like there's a post right now on one of my quote unquote woke brothers on my timeline is talking about, you know, why are black women allowing men into their lives that don't want to take care of kids? And it's like stuff like that. I feel like it's kind of counterproductive because it's like you lumping in an entire race of people and an entire sex of people together and trying to make an assumption about their actions and their situation. Right? I mean, I know my mom, my biological father, she was having
You're fading out, Willie.
Oh, sorry.
You're fading out. I don't know what's going on with the mic.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
I hear you now. Yeah, we hear you perfectly.
Okay.
Now.
All right. So I know that when my mom got with my biological father, she didn't get with him because he wasn't going to take care of kids. She got with him because they were supposed to be in love. They were supposed to be starting a family together. They were supposed to have a unit, and it just didn't work out. I know a young lady who had 2 or 3 kids with her husband, and, you know, to this day now they have this family unit, but he's not there. But it's because he passed away, and she didn't plan on him passing away. There's all kinds of other situations and scenarios.
Exactly.
So making assumptions about a person's situation, especially on face value for one, but then also without considering all the parameters and all the situations that there are, you are being counterproductive to your own movement, and you're being counterproductive to your own statements, and you're being counterproductive to your own people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like those kind of woke people and those kind of agendas are the ones that really need to be done away with and need to be taken out of that woke context and not even allowed to be used in that way, because that's not being woke. That's being judgmental and being detrimental or demonizing your own people. Mm-hmm. So that's
very
that's one thing that I
counterproductive.
think needs to exactly very counterproductive. So
I feel as though the black people don't have no one common goal. You know what I mean? And that's what, like we talked about this plenty of time. They did a job on us. You feel me? They did a job on us so well, and they snatched up all the wealth and everything to where we really don't have no sense of history. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're trying to, like we're second-class citizens in this society, to be quite honest with you. You know what I mean? Because the society really wasn't built for us. You know what I mean? We have to go to them to allow us in. So to me, I feel like that's when you get that to that point and that understanding. To me, that's woke. That's being woke. Now it's up to you to dig deeper, and or how to apply that to your everyday life. You know what I mean? Because it's not for everybody. Like Willie said, some people just don't have that revolutionary spirit or that buck the system spirit. Some people just want to go along and get along. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
You feel,
exactly.
And like to a woke person, you feel me? I can see how, they can look at that person as weak, or you know what I mean? They could feel some type of way. But then at the end of the day, it's like, well, you gotta let people, like Sonny said, sometimes you just gotta live and let live. You can't. You know what I mean? That's not everybody cause. You know what I mean? So everybody don't want to be woke. You feel me? Everybody don't want to go against what they've learned. Even us. The hardest thing to accept sometimes is being wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sonny said, we have a way, like we all think a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
We all have our belief system. The hardest thing to accept sometimes is that belief system is totally false, or what you believe. I ain't just talking about religion. I'm talking about anything. You know what I mean? Whatever you believe. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard for a person to accept. All right, I was wrong. I was thinking wrong, even though I can reason it. Because sometimes we can certain things people tell us it makes sense.
Yeah.
You feel me? Oh man, that does make sense.
Right.
Maybe they're right, but then that doesn't necessarily mean they're right because it makes sense, or they articulated their argument well. So when it comes to being woke, you know what I mean? To me, it's all about knowing, being self-aware, first of all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like being self-aware, but also understanding how it affects, how do I put it? You want to uplift your community.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You feel me? That's the goal. So to me, being woke is doing anything that uplifts community. You know what I mean? So you in our community, first we have to deal with the community we live in, the black community. So anything that you are doing to uplift in a positive way our community or our situation, to me, you're being woke. In my estimation, that's me. That's how I feel about it. But
I think that's being a revolutionary too sometimes in some regards, because like you said, we don't always have the same goals in mind, right? And so my kind of my issue though, even with that statement, is this. Look at so a lot of times a lot of people say that and they're looking at one of two things. They're either looking at white people and saying, well, most white people are affluent, or they have money, or they have history or heritage, or they have things that they can pass on to their kids, blah 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 blah. Then sometimes they look at other cultures, right? They look at maybe Arab cultures that come over to the States, Indians that come over to the States, even people coming from Latin America that migrate up here, and they say, well, they stick together and they do XYZ together, and they make this happen, and they do these things to uplift their people. So the thing, though, I think this is one problem with the statement. One problem is that there's so many of us, right? We're a majority of the minority, okay? Mm-hmm. So if you look at the makeup of the United States, I believe there's like a 17 or 18% population of the United States is black or African American or whatever we want to call ourselves these days. Mm-hmm. So there's so many of us, and we're unfortunately, we're concentrated in a lot of areas, right? You got L.A., New York, Chicago. You got some areas down south. You got Michigan. You got Detroit. You got, so you got all these pockets, right, of black folks. And so across the board, I mean, when you talk to responsible, respectable people, you are looking at people who are doing the same thing. They're trying to raise their families. They're trying to be successful, and they're trying to be happy, right? But they're all going about it in a different way. If you look at white people, they're all doing the same thing too, in terms of not all white people celebrate, or no, not celebrate, but worship the same religion. Not all white people work the same types of jobs. They all don't have the same kind of belief system. They all don't have the same kind of ways of getting to their success.
Exactly.
I know a lot of white people who don't have any heritage or any thing to pass on to their children. So there's the thing is that there's things that we do that just mirrors what the majority is doing.
Exactly.
And
we never.
And a lot of times, and right or wrong, is it detrimental to our community as a black community? I would say, yeah, in a way it is detrimental, because without a common focus or a common goal in mind, it makes it harder for us to overcome some of the obstacles that we have. Unfortunately, a lot of our people don't even see the obstacles. They're not woke, right? They kind of sleep. So they don't even see the obstacles. So that's where it becomes a problem. When you don't even know that you have obstacles in front of you, because either you don't see them, or you feel like they're not relevant. Because I know a lot of black people who feel like because they've reached a certain success level that the obstacles that we talk about a lot of times don't apply to them. They're
exactly.
Like, oh, well, I don't have to worry about the police because I pay taxes, I do this, I do that, I don't do crime, so police brutality is something I don't have to worry about. Well, no, you do. In the last 3 or 4 years,
you still have to do it racist, because I was watching TMZ today, and I forget the name of the stadium that they basically make anybody black cannot surpass the metal detector. White performers are the only ones that can request to not have to go through metal detectors, and they get through fine. I'm talking about celebrities that make thousands and millions of dollars that can't say, you know what, I don't want to go through security. I want to just be able to go up in here without having to go through things. They can't do it.
Like Willie was saying.
It's big names.
So Willie was saying. Happens. Like, I agree wholeheartedly, Willie, because I always say, when people be like, black people, well, we consider black people, because we really didn't call ourselves that. You feel me? That's right. That's a new term. You feel me? That we got from them. But the people of Africa, the dark black, they were never considered, or they never considered themselves one people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we got to understand that even to this day, like we don't, just because the color of our skin, we're not all the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We don't all represent the same thing. It was, to me that's you got to understand that too to be woke. You know what I mean? Like we're different. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Even during the slave trade, we all didn't come here from the same tribe.
Right. They didn't come on the same boat.
They didn't come on the same boat. Yeah, like it was totally different. Even if you go to Africa now, it's like, places like Nigeria and all, like them made up places. Them people don't consider that stuff over there. Like, you feel me? We this tribe, we that tribe. You know what I mean? That's how they live. But we're so conditioned to think, that it's a certain way because we got our information from over here. You know.
Yeah.
And I think
like we all got to be lumped together. And,
exactly.
Be it what it may. I mean, I think that if we all just look at the fact that we have a common obstacle. Think about it like that.
Yeah, exactly.
As a people, we have to recognize we have a common obstacle. We have to get over this racism.
We have to look at it like his big brother strategizing.
We have to get over the systemic racism. We have to get over the divide that we have between different people. We have to recognize we have that common obstacle. We don't have to be a common people. We don't have to be, because everybody's not all going to do the same things. We're not all going to have the same ideas. We're not all going to follow the same people. I mean, right now there's different leaders leading different charges, right? You got the guy, I can't think of his name. I think it's Dr. Umar Johnson or something. He's pushing one agenda, and then you have Farrakhan pushing another agenda. Then you have the Black Lives Matter movement pushing another agenda. You have and not that any or all of them are trying to push even the same kind of agenda. Because Farrakhan is trying to tell everybody, look, we need to overcome these obstacles, but we also need to look at how can we separate from this country as a people. Then you have Umar Johnson saying we got to get over these obstacles, but we got to recognize that we need to live our lives a certain way. And then you have Black Lives Matter saying we got to get over these certain obstacles, but that's it. That's all we care about. Get over these obstacles. Make us a real people. So everybody's got a reason that they're doing things. So once again, we all aren't even being led by the same types of agendas. So I think it's all about recognizing what the obstacles are, and let's battle the obstacles. You know what I mean? We don't have to battle all the same beliefs. We don't have to battle all the same mindsets or the same belief systems, the same religions. We don't have to be a part of all that at one time. I think we just need to learn how to battle the same obstacles, and then I think it'll be.
I think the biggest.
A lot better.
I think the biggest obstacle. We talk about racism. We all systematic racism and all the prejudice. I still think the biggest obstacle
is ourselves
in our community is conflict between men and women in our community. It's like for me, we had a show about this before. Now I mean the divide between man and women. For those out there listening, go on YouTube, check that out. That was a great show as well. I feel like that's one of the biggest obstacles that we're dealing with in our community. You feel me? I was reading actually one of the I've told y'all before, it's a Another TV on YouTube. And, if you wanna hear, people talk about being woke or not, that's a good thing. That's a good show, and his debates on there are good to watch because it gives you so many different perspectives. But one of the things that, caught my eye was, it's like when we talk about religion here in this, like we know this is a misogynistic country.
Mm-hmm.
And even when you read the Bible, it's really like patriarchal, patrilineal.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So it's really like the man this, man that. Where our ancestors from or whatever, it's not like that. You feel me? But it's that's how it's taught. It's like over there, you got to have both. You know what I mean? It both is equal. Man and woman is equal. You know what I mean? And I feel like in our community, you feel me? It's I feel like it's a tug of war. You know what I mean? Like we're going against our own nature, trying to fit in with something else that a way of living that really isn't conducive to our nature.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's about as woke as I'm. You know what I mean? As far as I can get, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where I'm at. That's where my study and my because I feel like if we can fix that, a lot of other things, because everything starts at home with the family first.
Yes.
You feel me? So to me, once we get that in order, you feel me? To me, that's being woke, because that's where everything starts. We got to get that in our community in order first. You know what I mean? And be able to work together, because if we can't do that, if we can't work together amongst ourselves, you know what I mean? It's like it's really no point of talking about being woke or doing this or what agenda or what propaganda, because it's like it's not going to work, because it's too much infighting.
Yeah.
It's too much infighting. And
yeah, the infighting definitely got to stop. That's true.
Yeah, and I mean, like, that's why I was agreeing with what you said, to where, you know, instead of, you know, going against each other's beliefs, you know what I mean, look at our own, what we have in common, these obstacles. You know what I mean? We see those obstacles. The only way we can face those obstacles is if we're together. And then once we overcome those obstacles, well, then we can start telling, well, we got to this point. We don't face those obstacles no more. But now, then that's when we can decipher, I don't agree with that, or I don't agree with that, and then we can all go just do our own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't feel like we're in a position, you feel me, to do our own thing, because a lot of people aren't trying to get that knowledge, or i.e. what we're talking about, be woke. You feel me? I think people are really just using it as a generic term. You feel me? Like, I just think it has become real generic. Hence for why when we brought up the Jay-Z album, everybody started talking about, oh, he woke. Oh, like, what? Are you serious?
Right.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all have to make a decision, a personal decision. Do we want to be conscious of what's going on, or do we want to hide in the back and just wait for somebody to do something? Do we want to be part of the solution, or do we just want to benefit from all the spoils of war? You know, so everybody has to make their own decision. I mean, me myself, like I said, I don't consider myself woke. I don't consider myself fully aware of everything and anything that happens out there, but I know for a fact that I see past the surface. I know for a fact that I can be conscious to what's right in front of me, or what's being put in front of me to distract me. I know that when somebody says, hey, you know, this, that, and the other is what's really going on, I can take the time to listen and digest that, you know what I mean? So I want to be able to be that woke, you know what I mean? Yeah. And say, hey, I'm woke enough. I don't have to be fully awake, but I'm woke enough. And, you know, in my community, my biggest thing to me is community, and is giving back, right? I come from a place where, you know, people are strong-willed. We have our own, you know, sense of pride, you know, so I want to contribute to uplifting that and uplifting those people. So I do all I can in this community to do that, you know, from the volunteer work I do to the, you know, reaching out to the youth, reaching out to people that's my age even, you know, and saying, hey, you know, we can be better than what we are, and we can do big things, and trying to perpetuate that, regardless of your religion, you know, your sex, your social class, or your economic situation. I think we all just have to pitch in and do what we can do, and take the steps to get to that common goal. So that's definitely, you know, the woke that I want to be, and the woke that I strive to be. So, you know, unfortunately, the word has got a bad connotation because of certain people use or ways of doing things.
It became mainstream.
Exactly. So I think it makes it hard to say, yeah, I'm woke. Yeah, no, I don't want to be anybody to look at me negatively and be like, oh, so are you over here judging me? Like, no, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that I see past the surface. I talk about love and hip hop all the time, but it's because it's an easy target, right? I always say, oh, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, I don't watch Scandal and blah blah blah. But best believe I'll be over here watching some a Wendy Williams show. Best believe I'll be over here watching some more. I won't mention that, but it's guilty pleasures. It's something I can watch.
I don't watch those shows because not because they are detriment, because I feel like they knock off Flavor of Love shows. I feel like once I've already seen Flavor of Love, I don't see them more.
Right. So yeah. My thing is that I think that we all have to make our own personal and conscious decision of what you want to do with your agenda or the agenda you want to follow. You don't have to be woke in that regard the way they want it. I mean, woke now is a new religion. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody follows it differently. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Woke is the new Christianity. You know what I'm saying? So,
I just want to say that I am taking a nap. That's what my status is. I'm taking a fucking nap.
Y'all like that picture I posted? I love that.
Yeah.
I'm a napper. First of all, I'm a board certified napper. And I'm a napper. Like, I take naps when I wake up when I need to.
Exactly.
That's how I feel about it.
How we the new nap gang? Because naps are essential.
Exactly. Naps are like when you was a kid, you hate taking naps, bitch. I love them motherfuckers. I take naps all day if I could. Like, it's real. But
I feel like you
guys.
Oh yeah, we definitely in the after show. Just to add on one more thing before we jump into what we want to talk about in the after show.
Yes.
Just to add one more thing, I know from a personal standpoint, I used to be like, I'm stubborn. Like I'm hella stubborn.
Really, Clint? Really?
So it's like I know sometimes I can push back on information. Like even I was just saying earlier, like I feel like I'm open minded, but sometimes like I'm very stubborn as well. You feel me? And that's why I could feel how Sonny feels towards the situation about the woke people, because sometimes it's too much. It's a time and place for everything. Now, if you catch me, if I run into somebody who may be more, I want to say woke, but maybe more informed on a specific topic, right, that I'm not in, or just have more information on it, right? How they come at me matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You feel me? Don't come at me in a condescending way, because now, even if I was to agree with you, see, now I'm gonna fight back. Now I'm gonna push back, because just for the fact you came at me condescending, and that's where I think a lot of the so-called woke people mess up at. It's straight condescending. And like you said, judgmental. So when you're dealing with somebody that can be stubborn, like Sonny too,
I am. I'm a bull. You already know I'm stubborn. Come on, y'all know that.
I mean?
Right.
You're gonna get a pushback. So for all my, my conscious brothers and sisters out there, you feel me? Like I respect y'all. I love what y'all doing. You feel me? But be aware of how you present your information.
Exactly.
Because the way you present your information has a lot to do with getting people to either change their way of thinking, or to think, if you want them to think like you or follow what you want to follow,
or buy into it, right?
Or buy into it. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yep.
That's all I wanted to say. My last point on that.
All right. Well, I want to be petty because I want to talk about this Rob and Black China situation, because I ain't got
right, we can talk about that. Let's definitely talk about that.
We ain't got that much time because we got to get this in and get this out. But yes, how hella petty was that? Would you guys do that because basically he said that he went on a rant because she was telling people that he was abusing her. And so he felt like they needed to know the truth. So he said it all.
Right.
On a rant. So what are y'all thoughts?
Yeah. So this is my thought. First off, First off, Rob Kardashian. How do I put this? He was played from the beginning. He should have known at the beginning of this that she was basically dating him to get back at his sister. Basically, that was it. I mean, his little sister. It's like this was all just a revenge move, just to kind of prove that she could get in that family and do her thing and get her come up and kind of like take a crap on the Kardashian family. That was her whole beginning. Then to make matters worse, when she got pregnant, after all the stuff they had been through, all the back and forth, I mean, I didn't follow the whole story. All I know is I just heard a lot of stuff on the background noise about the back and forth and the breaking up and the getting back together and the fights and the this and the that. Basically, paying all that money for the surgery, giving her all the jewelry, doing all the stuff he did for her, all his receipts that he was screaming about. Like, dog, you the dummy that did it. Like, you know up front that you got with a girl that was basically a gold digger from the start. I mean, she was already kind of out there doing her thing. I mean, I don't blame him for wanting to be in love with whatever he want to love or whoever he want to love, but my thing is that when you see patterns and you see how people are, don't expect them to change just because you in the picture. That don't happen. So that was mainly his fault. But to put her out there like that, I mean, it was funny in a way, but it was stupid too because I mean, it's just showing his immaturity and his inability to cope with the situation. You know, he should have put a squash on it before. The whole 100 bottles of Moet and a party pack, a drug party pack. He should have put the squash on it back then if he had a problem with it. He obviously didn't have a problem with it because he did it. You know, right. The receipts for the jury, he obviously didn't have a problem with it because he did it. He obviously didn't have a problem paying $100,000 to get her body rebuilt because he did it. So It's like, please stop complaining, bitching, and moaning. He's the biggest crybaby right now. The situation to me is comedy, but I think that bottom line, he's stupid. So, I mean, this is all his own fault.
I have no sympathy for either one of them. You feel me? Like, I don't care about her. You feel me? I damn sure don't care about him. He was simping on his pimping. You feel me? That's what he was doing. He was simping. You feel me? You paying all that money. Like, you know what she about. Everybody told you what she about. You got sisters who are about the same thing she about. You feel me? They do the same shit. So if you couldn't beat game from the door, that's on you, bro. You know what I mean? Like, she showed you what she was. You feel me? Everybody seen what she was. Like Willie just said, you know she was a gold digger. You know all she was in it for was the money and the popularity. You know what I mean? Get her name out there. Because she has no talent. She doesn't do, you know what I mean? Like, China's famous for what? For fucking famous niggas. Yeah, you feel me? So like, you know what I mean? And then when the females, you feel me? Like, she sent that man a picture of her with another man in the bed kissing.
Yeah.
You feel me? To me, after you do that, all's fair in love and war, baby. You feel me? That's the old. That's yeah, like that's stuff like that'll get people killed. You understand? Right. You feel me? Like, you know, we joking about it, and you know what I mean. But on you feel me? Years they debutantes. You know, they all the socialites or whatever. So, you know, he really can't react like somebody in the hood would react. You feel me? Because you send, you know what I mean. If I'm married, they're married, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you send me, I don't care if we divorced or we're separated. You send me a picture of you in the bed with, like, when I see you, you feel me? It's going to be a problem. Like, that's the ultimate disrespect. So, you know what I mean? Everybody mad at him for posting. Like, nah, I don't care about that because, you know what I mean? What she did. So, like, I have no sympathy for him because he knew who he was dealing with, and I have no sympathy for her because her actions don't warrant, you know what I mean? Want any sympathy or respect.
Right? No, not at all.
You feel me? So, like, that's why I'm looking at females. You know, I gotta convince it was a lot of females on my timeline and that who I've talked to is like, I don't understand why other females are applauding her, just that because she not right. You know, they was basically saying the same thing I'm saying. Like, he is sent first of all, so he gets no sympathy or empathy. But you know, she not right either. You know what I mean? What she did?
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Like so I have no. You know what I mean?
Trifling. I mean,
it was trifling. Yeah. You know what I mean? And if that behavior is being promoted and celebrated, like, you know what I mean? I tell you what type of.
If he's black, his sisters would have whipped, kicked that bitch door in and fucked her up. Like, this what? Oh, hell no! I'd have been kicked that door immediately. Like, bitch, don't do no shit like that.
Yeah,
I saw a meme that said if one of y'all could fight, then we wouldn't be going through this problem. Like, one of y'all knew how to fight, Black China wouldn't be acting up.
You know what I mean? Got that man. Like I was telling you all about the meme. Got that man at home sounded like Drew Hill. You know what I mean? Somebody sleeping in my bed. You feel me?
Right.
Man, feelings is hurt, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I think bottom line, he went about it the wrong way. I mean, I personally don't know why she was shocked that he did go on this rant and this tantrum. I mean, the posting her nudes was probably a little overboard. Even though I don't think.
But she's a stripper. Wasn't she a former stripper?
She's a stripper and
so who cares?
And a porn star. So
yeah.
I don't know. Right. I don't understand how that was an issue. I'm like, your news already on the internet. But that's neither here nor there. I guess maybe she felt some kind of way about the one she personally sent them. So that I guess, and the fact that he did talk about her, he body shamed her in the picture. I mean, in the tweet, which I guess was that was probably wrong. I mean, he shouldn't have did that.
Hey, well,
he
I'm
obviously
petty.
liked it. He obviously liked it. So why would
I'm petty. She looked weird to me. She looked weird to me. Like, there's nothing attractive about her to me. I'm sorry. Like, I don't understand what the whole hoopla is.
Too much. Yeah, that was probably too much. He probably should have did that, but I think that he just definitely.
What's wrong with her nipples? What's wrong with her nipples? I gotta go find a good picture of her nipples. See what's wrong with them? Because I'm like, what? I don't know. Wait a minute.
Yeah, the what's wrong with her nipple thing.
I was at work too, like moving in, like what's wrong with her nipple? I don't know.
So you at work? No.
Yeah.
I don't think those were appropriate for work. I don't think that was right. No. But no, I think the nipple thing was kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know where he was trying to go with that one. I think he was trying to be funny, but he wasn't, because like you said, it was nothing wrong with her nipple. It looked normal. I mean, some women have big nipples, some have small ones. Like that's normal.
Big nipples aren't the problem. Maybe her nipples just look. I mean, everybody different types.
What I'm guessing is maybe her nipple wasn't that big originally. Like her maybe it was smaller, and then because he said the way he put it, he said they messed up on it during the reconstruction, and now it's big. So I think what he's saying is that originally it was smaller and now it's bigger. Why that's an issue, I don't know, but
people,
that was his.
Hold on, # support big nipples. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
Don't get mad. These nipples are cute. Some of them. Anyway, some of them look like they like mashed pancakes, but whatever. Support big nipples. I support them. So.
Yeah, I don't understand why a big nipple is a problem.
And then T.I. got caught up in it.
Yes, and got red.
Yes.
And got red.
Too much. Right. And Rob went full black on him and threw him under the bus.
To the black table. Like, what? This nigga saying something?
His wife right, and then sideswiped his wife in the same tweet. It was epic. That whole tweet was epic. So yeah, I love that whole exchange. Even though T.I. never came back, T.I. just pretty much took that L and walked away.
Yeah. That was like you said. That was the classic case of mind your damn business. This fight that got nothing to do with you.
No,
Stay over there. Stay over there. Keep your mouth shut. Sit down. What Kendrick Lamar say? Sit down. Be humble.
Now, Uncle Snoop came.
T.I. ain't never come back from that. Like, T.I. talk hella shit. First of all, your wife leaving you. First of all, your wife leaving you. And you got nerve to comment like, nigga, shut the Your family is unstable right now. You going through the same shit Rob going through.
T.I. thought he was dropping knowledge. T.I. thought he was dropping knowledge. He thought he was going to step in and he was going to teach the young buck something.
When Ben Won't goes wrong.
Right, when Ben Won't goes wrong.
It went left real quick.
Yeah, that was all bad. That was all bad. Yeah, I think T.I. learned his lesson though. T.I. had to learn his lesson on that one.
He's still
He'll be
supporter.
back, though. Yeah, don't doubt T.I. won't be back because T.I. is a comedian.
No, he's gonna be back, but it ain't gonna be nothing like. First of all, you got read by Rob Kardashian. Let that just sink in. Nothing you can say at that point is like out of all people, Rob Kardashian chump you the fuck off immediately. Like he didn't wait for you to reply, nigga. A nigga screenshot your comment and reply like, nigga, what? Wait a minute. Like, no, you ain't saying. He read T.I. like a black female would read a dude with a little dick. What? No, you ain't talking. Right. I know you ain't talking.
And threw all kinds of shade on top of him.
Hell yeah.
Like, bruh, really? Like, Rob, where did you come from? Like, this is a new Rob Kardashian. Man,
yeah.
I was kind of proud.
He was in his feelings. He turned he like the Real Housewives of the Real Housewives of Hollywood. When Robert Thicke got mad, he turned to Terry Crews. That nigga turned into a black man that was like, listen, or a black female. No, he turned into a black man. He turned into a black female. It was like, what?
Right.
Fuck you, ain't little bitch.
Right.
I got receipts, nigga. You want me to show them? Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Back over there. Don't start no shit.
He had receipts for that. Right. He had receipts for that too. Oh,
yeah.
I was like, you got receipts for the threesome too? Oh.
That's crazy. That's too funny.
He turned into a whole black female and bred that nigga like he had a baby dick. Like, bitch, what? No.
and Uncle Snoop, I think Uncle Snoop broke it down the best.
Snoop did, but like, then he didn't come at Snoop. He knew to leave Snoop the fuck alone. But he had receipts.
You don't clap back at Snoop. You let Snoop speak, and then you just take it all in. You digest it. You just take it.
Oh, man. Uncle Snoop said it best. She seen a sucker, and she licked him.
She licked him.
I said Snoop say the coolest shit, because I was like, she licked him. What? Like, then I had to take it back. Like, nigga said he a sucker, like a lollipop.
Like a lollipop, right.
I was in there, because I was at work, and like, what did he say? That didn't make no sense, but know what? It did. It did, nigga.
Right.
It made lollipop.
He broke it all the way down in one statement. He broke it all the way down.
All the way down.
A round of applause for Uncle Snoop.
Little dog.
Oh, man. It's about that time. It's about that time.
Yeah. Wrap it up, guys.
And one more thing. I just want to say one more thing. I want to be one more petty. One more little bit petty. Do it look like I was left off bad and bougie? Do it look like I was left off bad and bougie? That's all I want. Do I look like I was left off bad and bougie?
What? What you say?
Do I look like I was left off bad and bougie?
No.
Okay.
Wrap it up, dear. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening to tonight's show. This will be uploaded to YouTube and SoundCloud soon, so be aware. You can also stream it again if you want to listen to our conversation. Listen to it again, blogtalkradio.com/GFT radio show. Y'all want to give out some information?
You can hit me. Y'all know y'all can hit me at kingstruth.com. That's the blog site. Twitter at @eTrentandGroomy. Snapchat at King's Truth. Holla at me.
Well,
hit me at willie.info. Has all my links. I'm at Willie Styles everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm on Snapchat as Willie.Styles. I'm the original Willie Styles. All right.
And I am Sunny_D. Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. Check me on my blog, unreservedlyme.com. Check out our blog, gftradioshow.com, and hit us up on Instagram and Twitter at GFT_radio. Good night, guys.
Good night. Catch y'all in 7 days.
Holla.
Okay, Kevin, for the grand prize of $1 million, what color is the White House?
I know this.
5 seconds.
Oh, switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance?
Okay. Judges? That's true, Kevin. They'll allow it. Congratulations. You're a winner.
Woo!
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer. Yo, it's me, your crotch. I'm worried. Not about your web history. I'm feeling all funky down here. Next time we shower, use medicated Fungi Kill Wash. It kills jock itch and keeps me feeling shiny. Get Fungi Cure Wash at Walmart and Rite Aid.